Here's how I optimize my Windows for gaming in 2026. And trust me, these are settings you don't want to ignore. Whether you're struggling with low FPS, stuttering, input delay, or random lag spikes, this step-by-step guide can help improve your gaming experience and make your system run smoother. Everything I'm about to show you works on a wide range of systems, from budget laptops all the way to high-end gaming PCs. So, if you really want to get the most out of Windows gaming, stick around until the end. Let's get started. First, open Windows Settings and head over to System, then click on Notifications. Here you'll find options like Offer Suggestions and Get Tips. I recommend turning these off. They're unnecessary for gaming, can be distracting, and may consume a small amount of system resources in the background. While you're still in the System section, scroll down to Storage Sense. Storage Sense automatically cleans temporary files and manages storage, but the problem is that it can run at inconvenient times. In some cases, it may start working while you're gaming. Personally, I prefer keeping it disabled and cleaning storage manually whenever I need to. This gives you full control over when cleanup happens. Now let's move on to gaming-specific settings. Inside Windows Settings, go to Gaming. The first option you'll see is Xbox Game Bar. Although it's designed for recording clips and screenshots, many users report better performance with it disabled. If you need to record gameplay, applications like OBS Studio or NVIDIA Shadowplay are often better choices since they're designed specifically for content creation. Right below that, you'll find Game Mode. This setting behaves differently depending on your hardware. On some PCs, Game Mode improves performance by prioritizing games and reducing background tasks. On other systems, especially older hardware, some users experience stuttering or inconsistent frame times. The best thing you can do is test it yourself. Launch one of your favorite games with Game Mode enabled, record your FPS, then disable it and compare the results. Never assume a setting works the same for every PC. Next, let's clean unnecessary applications. Go to Apps and then Installed Apps. Take a few minutes to uninstall software you no longer use. Every application running in the background consumes CPU cycles, RAM, and storage space. A cleaner system usually performs better and feels more responsive. After that, open Startup Apps. This menu shows everything that launches automatically when Windows starts. You'll probably find apps like Discord, Spotify, Adobe services, launchers, and update utilities. Disable anything you don't need immediately after startup. Pay special attention to applications marked as high impact, since these often have the biggest effect on boot time and system resources. Now let's improve privacy and reduce background activity. Open Privacy and Security. Inside the General section, disable features you don't use. Many of these settings exist for convenience or advertising purposes and aren't necessary for gaming. Scroll further down and look at speech recognition and location services. If you don't use voice features or location tracking, consider turning them off. Next, open Diagnostics and Feedback. Windows constantly sends diagnostic data to Microsoft in the background. Reducing these settings can lower unnecessary activity and free up a small amount of bandwidth. While you're here, review app permissions. If an application doesn't need access to your camera, microphone, or location, disable those permissions. This not only improves privacy but can also reduce background tasks. Now let's talk about one of the most effective optimizations, visual effects. Press Start and search for Adjust the Appearance and Performance of Windows. Open it. You'll see multiple options. Select Adjust for Best Performance. This disables most animations and visual effects inside Windows. Your desktop may look a little simpler, but many users notice that the system feels more responsive afterward. If the appearance becomes too plain, you can manually re-enable a few useful options. For example, smooth edges of screen fonts makes text easier to read. Show thumbnails instead of icons is another setting many people prefer to keep enabled. This gives you a balance between performance and usability. Now let's fine-tune mouse settings. Open additional mouse settings and go to the Pointer Options tab. You'll see a setting called Enhanced Pointer Precision. Despite its name, this actually enables mouse acceleration. With acceleration enabled, moving your mouse faster changes how far the cursor travels. For regular desktop use, this may not be noticeable. However, for gaming, especially competitive shooters, consistency is extremely important. You want your mouse movement to be 1-to-1. Disabling enhanced pointer precision removes mouse acceleration and gives you more predictable aiming. Many competitive players disable this setting for exactly that reason. Next, let's look at power plans. Search for Choose a Power Plan. If you're using a lower-end PC or laptop, high-performance mode may help maintain more consistent performance. This tells Windows to prioritize performance over power savings. However, modern CPUs are very efficient. If you own a mid-range or high-end system, balanced mode often performs just as well while consuming less power. The key is testing. Every system behaves differently. Choose the setting that provides the best balance between temperature, noise, and performance. Now, open the Start menu and type Services. This window contains many background services running behind the scenes. Some services are unnecessary for most users. For example, fax service is rarely used today. You may also see Windows Insider service. If you're not part of Microsoft's Insider program, you probably don't need it running. To disable a service, right-click it, open Properties, and set Startup Type to Disabled. You can also stop the service immediately if it's currently running. However, be very careful. Never disable services you don't understand. Only disable services you've researched and know are safe. A wrong change here can create system instability. Before applying all these optimizations, I strongly recommend testing your games. Record your average FPS, 1% lows, and frame times before making any changes. After applying these tweaks, run the same benchmark again. Sometimes you may only gain a few FPS, but smoother frame times and reduced stuttering can make a much bigger difference than raw FPS numbers. Optimization isn't always about getting the highest FPS. It's about creating a smoother, more stable gaming experience. And that's how I optimize Windows for gaming in 2026. If this guide helped you improve your performance, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more FPS boosts, optimization guides, and gaming benchmarks. Stay tuned, because even bigger optimizations are coming in future videos.